Oh, what movie was I watching that had that game from the 80s that was made solely to by the Dare campaign people, essentially. Not them explicitly, but like that whole movement. Narc. It was just called Narc.
Narc.
Like
Narc.
Narc was in a movie, and I think I was watching it with Paprika. I forgot where she dug it up, but like that came on, and I lost my shit and went, "Oh my fucking god, they're playing Narc! What is that doing in this movie? It has nothing to do with anything. It's just like, what's Narc?" And so I had a fun time explaining that one.
Oh my lord.
Oh god, don't do drugs, kids, but do murder homeless people indiscriminately.
Uh,
It's like oh my god, it's like PD Wheatstraw. Remember, everybody in this is human unless they're a wino, and you can kill them and do whatever you want.
Yep. Oh boy.
Hey, should we get this rolling?
Sure.
Probably?
Let's
That
end
feels
on
good.
Narc.
Fucking narc. Don't be a fucking narc.
Wilkinson narc under
Under narc analysis.
under narc analysis.
Winners don't play Narc.
remember the 5th of November, the night we recorded this episode.
Oh
I'm
shit!
here.
It isn't the 5th of
Oh
November.
damn. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Look at
Yep.
that.
Look at well, it's the night we recorded. By the time y'all get this, it's going to be probably 8th.
Yeah.
It'll be the 8th. Vote if you're in the US. Vote.
Already did.
Cool. We have our ballots ready to go.
We just have to.
We have to put them in them. We have to make the effort to go put them in them.
I ain't even about that. Mail
No?
that shit out.
You just were like, boom, done. Don't have to think
Boom,
about it
done.
no more.
No, I did it in like God, it took hours, of course, but because I read all this stupid shit. But
So do
yeah,
I.
As you should, though.
Yeah, we.
Yes, you
yeah,
should.
Get fucking informed, gang.
We Dave and I did the same thing. We like sat together, we talked it through, and like went through all the different things. And
The perfect thing to talk about on Guy Fawkes Day, complying with government rules to elect officials.
I did skip about 12 judge positions because they were all for the appellate courts and they did not have like statements listed anywhere. And so it was like, well, I would have to dig real deep to find anything about all you, but also as someone who works in law, like just no, we need judges. Just send them in there. There's little I can do about this, but we definitely can't have the positions empty. That's also real bad.
Yeah.
So I
Fill those
skipped
spots.
that. But yeah, no, the rest of it was just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yep, that's what we did.
actually, that was the first. This year was the first time that I learned, like, you could skip those. I'm like, I can. I thought I had to fill the whole
I
fucking
was
thing
this
out.
many when I relearned.
I was a couple years old when I first learned that you don't have to fill out every answer in the voting. I thought you had to
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a dumbass.
Oh no, it's not like common knowledge necessarily, but
Here's our introduction. Hi, I'm Kaela. I am 2 days. I've been 2 days since I learned that don't have to fill out everything that comes to voting.
Well,
Well, I think that's
one
important,
position. There's one position that was like, I think it was like comptroller or something, and there was two candidates, and they were both from the same party, and they like both had like the same blurb. And I was like, I'm not voting for either of you. Fuck it.
abstaining a vote is
This
in
is
itself
literally
kind
no
of
choice matters in this regard.
Yeah.
I could
Well,
care
to me
less.
that's like a less extreme version of like a time, if you have the option to skip a vote, especially like if you think you have to vote every time and the vote is either kick a puppy or punch a kitten, then it's like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to skip that one.
But this one is literally like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, because comptroller, as long as you're not a serial killer, like whatever, you're a comptroller. What do you do?
Have fun. Like,
Every time
Your
you say
job's gonna be replaced by a freaking computer next year, so whatever.
every time you say comptroller, I feel like it's a competitive troll.
Comptroller.
hi, this is David. He's a competitor.
I'm a competitive troll, but only when I wear my Guy Fawkes mask on November 5th. Because, I'm cool and edgy like that. V for Vendetta, LOL, anonymous.
What are we reading?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. It'd probably be helpful if I put a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that there so you can see it over in our friendly zone. And story we're reading today is another one that was sent to us with permission from the author and the site it was uploaded to by Cthulhu Ftagn.
Ah.
So this is another story that Cthulhu their author.
Yeah, clearly reaching out their sordid tentacles into the dreams of man. And this time the dreams came to Brendan Cleary. So this is submitted by Brendan Cleary, was Cthulhu was given permission, not that Cthulhu needs permission, to share this with us. And so the story is titled Who Built the House? And according to Cthulhu, comment here, a shorter one here, but one that lodges in the head like an unwelcome tune.
So the music of Eric Zan.
Is it weird that when I read Who Built the House, my brain thinks from like being raised Protestant Christian times of Noah, no.
Oh, really? I just think Jack because of the house that Jack built.
Okay. Wow, what two different
Noah Jackson built the house. I don't know. This is very interesting contrast.
That's an awesome character name.
Noah Jackson?
Yeah.
Noah Jackson.
This is a new UCA character, Noah Jackson.
Kind of like who's the character from Portland?
Stellar Cove Stan.
Stellar Cove.
We've talked about Stellar Cove Stan, but we'll never elaborate on Stellar Cove Stan.
No. Just know that he's always with us.
He's always with us. I hear his voice every time I go to his zoo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have no idea what to expect with this one necessarily, but considering that the first thing is just the title, Who Built the House? Yeah.
Cool.
Happy Guy Fawkes Day, everybody, I guess. Well, we know who didn't build the house, Guy Fawkes, as he tried to burn it down.
What's the order of the reading? Wow, that came out so. What is the reading order?
What is the reading order? You know what? Abysmii, you go first.
All right. So that was God, the woman who hadn't given her name asked.
Now it's Kaela.
Yes, said Tyler. That was God.
That was God creating humanity? Asked Nikolai, a question he knew the answer to.
Yes. Tyler rewound and took out the VHS. That was God creating humanity on glorious 28p. I guess he lived in that house.
This house has God in it. It's my favorite.
The woman who had not said her name sat her countless questions weighing her down. I was never religious, but if I was...
it doesn't matter. We all saw it. That matters. Our past lives and past experiences are no longer applicable. Nikolai took off his jacket. Nikolai used to like this jacket. I am no longer Nikolai. None of us are who we once were.
This is dangerously bordering on short story one.
Yeah,
but it doesn't sound like short story one yet. But
not yet, but it's getting there, which I'm fine with.
Have you ever seen the movie? Because now my brain is kind of flashing back to this. Have you ever seen the movie? The Man Who Came from Earth, or
The Man Who Fell to
Earth? No. Oh fuck! It's not. It's
the
not,
Man from La Mancha.
It's not the David Bowie one. Oh my god! It's actually a very fascinating movie where the whole thing is a group of professors are in one house, and one guy is basically he's not retired but leaving, and so they're doing like one final hurrah while he's packing up, and he tells them like, so what makes you decide to leave? Why are you leaving? Oh, hey, you have some interesting stuff, like old interesting stuff, and then he tells him, I'm actually 10,000 years old. And I've lived here since I was a caveman. I can't die, and I've seen so many things, and it's just everybody trying to cope with that and try to figure out, is he lying, is he bullshitting? And by the end of it, we're not really 100% sure if he's bullshitting or not, because I don't want to spoil it too much, but then it becomes a whole like question of faith and like
kind of like K-Pax.
Yeah, better than K-Pax. God,
Sure.
K-Pax says weird. Oh man, what is it called?
A slight anecdote, but I once played a D&D campaign where the wizard character's familiar was an owl named K-Pax.
The man from Earth. That's what it's called.
It's called From the Man. Okay, huh? Oh, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
I hadn't either.
It's fascinating, and it's all the whole thing is just all these professors in one room talking, and because the dialogue is so well written, you're just kind of entranced the whole time. That's my movie recommendation.
Kaela recommends.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I remember enjoying it and being just entranced by it. But I will say, if you're deeply religious, this might offend you.
Good.
Good.
Nothing but sacrilege on this podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was told when I was seeing, like, by friends when I see this movie. It's like, by the way, if are you deeply religious? Because you might get offended if you're deeply religious. You have to go into it like with an extremely open mind.
What's scarier? Someone saying, "Are you deeply religious?" Because this might offend you, or "Are you deeply religious?" Because you're about to be.
Well, I mean, have you ever? I mean, you can see a film that is a deeply transcendent experience, and you're like, I wasn't religious before I saw this. Now I am. But how are you?
Movies can be this good. God must be real.
The only weird part about that movie, and this doesn't spoil too much, is one of the professors brings his student with him, and she's like, they don't say their relationship, but she's like sitting on his lap and stuff like that. I'm like, why are we showing this? Why is this like they're clearly sleeping together? Why is this a thing in the movie? And they don't even say anything or show any. It's
subtext is weird.
It's just subtext that they're clearly, he brought his student along and he's clearly sleeping with him without even saying that he's sleeping with him.
I'm 10,000 years old and you're clearly sleeping with that woman.
It's not the 10,000-year-old man.
The 10,000-year-old man and the...
Or whatever. I don't know how old...
Sure, whatever.
Well, a 10,000-year-old man is a great title.
Sorry, 14. He's because I'm looking at he's more than 14,000 years old.
Oh, okay, more than 14,000 years old.
Yeah,
14 does not roll off the tongue as well as 10,000.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Yeah, imagine if it was 14. That would not work in that line.
It's written by Jerome Bixby.
27,000 years.
Oh shit! I did not know this. So Jerome Bixby, the guy who wrote this, also wrote "It's a Good Life."
Oh, there's the Twilight Zone episode,
and he wrote 4 episodes of Star Trek as well.
What?
Mirror, Mirror, Day of the Dove, Requiem for Methuselah, and By Any Other Name.
Damn. Okay.
That's a track record.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Okay.
So there's your.
Damn, It's a Good Life.
Just figured that in a Star Trek reference, nerds.
All right, sorry. That was just a weird tangent. Just because this dialogue just made me think of this movie.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's just interesting. Let's take a moment to talk about this. So apparently these people, without much context to work with yet, they just watch a tape of the creation of the universe or the creation of humanity by God. And apparently sounds like an SCP thing.
Yeah. And apparently they're talking about their past lives. Like they're now no longer who they once were, or the names are going by.
They in the afterlife. And this is like prep for the afterlife of, all right, you're about to move on, so here's a VHS God's prepared for what you need to know.
I love the idea that God would be cheap enough that it wouldn't be in high def. It would just be an old VHS with like a label cheaply slapped on it, written in Sharpie. It says the creation of humanity.
No, VHS is a superior format.
Be glad I switched to this. I was originally doing it in beta.
Who's
Oh, I think it's Abysmii.
Yeah.
Sorry,
this is an interesting tangent, though. I mean, it's been a while since we had a good tangent. I feel like we're on our game tonight. We're on our A game. Yeah, it feels good.
Carol, who had been lying dormant before, suddenly propped herself up from the ratty couch she was sitting in. Sitting in the couch.
She came out of the couch.
Yeah, she's removed the cushions. She's sitting in the couch.
She's one of the dust bunnies from the big comfy couch.
No. I don't believe that. If we want it to affect us, we have to let it. And I, for one, will not allow it. I'll continue to live my life as before, as if none of this had ever happened.
Nikolai laughed. A large sound in a small room. No, it's there now, in your head, and it's not coming out. We just saw the origin of humanity. Even if you don't, your brain realizes just how important this is and won't let you forget. It's like learning how to walk or ride a bike. Once you know how, you can't lose.
You may not have learned the origin of the universe, but your brain did.
We were all thinking it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The VHS about the origin of the universe is the worst movie since my son.
It's the worst thing I've seen since Star Wars Death Troopers. And I didn't even see that. I just read it. Only a matter of time before Disney makes it into a movie. Anyway, this is my deep analysis about this story. Yeah, I just remembered there's a card in, I think, Chrononauts. Really fun card game, by the way. That is the card. It's an item card, and the card is videotape of the creation of the universe. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's really great. It's like clearly it's one of the important items you might get, along with several versions of the Mona Lisa, one being a forgery, an obvious forgery, one being a very good forgery, and one being the real thing.
I actually, man, this is becoming more and more fun of an idea. We need to get Bill Wirtz out of obscurity and have him make the origin of the universe, but like on a VHS style tracking, like warped distortion, everything, like just really low quality. So like you don't actually get to really see anything, but it's there. That'd be fun.
The sun is a deadly laser. I think that's good. I think it's me, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, once you know, okay. Nico,
Carol.
Carol glared. How the hell would you know? Besides what we've seen, you know nothing about this, just like me. Trying to compare this to riding a bike is ridiculous. Maybe it will stick, maybe it won't, but I'm going to try like hell to forget.
You can never
The woman.
forget. You can never forget. I saw things and I'll never forget.
I saw God on a VHS.
And now I wish I had.
The woman who never said her name, should be woman who never said her name,
Yeah.
raised her hand, even though there was no need for it. Excuse me, Mrs. Sorry, I don't think we ever got your name. Everything happened so fast.
It's Carol.
Carol, nice to meet you, Carol. She turned to the others. Nice to meet all of you. Anyway, I'm a little confused about why you would want to forget something like this.
I don't like worrying. This gives me a lot to worry about. Therefore, I'd rather not think about it.
How passive aggressive.
That's what people who don't vote say. I don't like
This is too much work.
Vote.
vote.
Oh,
Hey.
I don't know. I'm guessing you two don't have Paramount Plus because I don't, and no one I know has it because
No.
fuck that. But
No, not after. Was it Paramount or was it HBO Max that screwed over Cartoon Network?
Warner, who owns HBO Max,
Oh, Warner did.
I think so.
Oh,
yeah,
well, fuck them.
because HBO is definitely not like
Okay,
its own
but-
company.
But Paramount Plus. Sorry, I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
yeah.
derail.
So the only thing I ever want to watch on Paramount Plus is Beavis and Butthead has been rebooted, and people are sneaking clips onto YouTube, and they're all still fucking funny. But there was they watched a Tyler the Creator song, and Beavis is like, he's gonna run for government, and he's gonna drain the swamp, and now he's turning into a bunch of bees, just like the working man does. Yeah. So you're gonna vote for him? Oh no, that sounds like a lot of work, and no, I'm not gonna do that. Great contemporary takedown of people who don't care about voting.
I fucking love that. That's awesome.
Who just read?
Was that you? No.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was you.
I said it was Carol. You said Carol, and then okay, it's me now.
Yeah.
Tyler shifted uncomfortably. He was the one who had put in the tape. He felt a sense of responsibility. It's important though. I know it's a lot to take in, but you can't just decide to forget because it's inconvenient. We all watch it. The least we could do is remember.
Remember what? Carol said. That God was a man who used a rusty razor to create humanity?
Cool.
Remember that God was a being with arms too long for his body and feet too small for his legs?
Okay. This is really getting into short story one territory.
Yeah, it kind of does. If I remember it, what do I do with it? What do any of us fucking do with it? Why do any of us have to know this? And actually, I think what's just happening is they didn't actually watch that. They watched a short story, one story turned into a VHS.
Nikolai, ignoring all but one of her questions, spoke because it was funny. I'm going to tell the world, let them know what I know, what I now know. Never put now and no next to each other. It just pisses me off. Let them see what I've seen. Maybe not all of them will believe, but those who deserve to will believe. We need to share this information, make it public knowledge. There's no reason to keep it to ourselves. Okay, so they're not in the afterlife?
I don't know. Where did they get the tape?
Yeah.
I hope we get some answers. But if not, I mean, this is interesting. This is
It's
weird.
still fun. Yeah.
I'm still having fun with it. Yeah.
It is intriguing me. I will.
Okay.
Let's not be so eager. Never said her name was to state. The four of us have to make an important decision, one with major consequences. It doesn't do any of us any good for you, she pointed at Nikolai, or you, she turned to Carol. to declare what we're going to do if no one else agrees.
My one critique for this story so far, well, other than the fact that it is intriguing, I think we all agree on that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Other than some minor, just like secondhand review for typos and stuff, this is the type, because this is very dialogue heavy.
Mhm.
You would want to read this out to yourself aloud and see where you may trip up, because we are. And it's not because the sentences are written wrong. It's because they are written in kind of not natural dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's a little clunky in places. That's it. And a really easy way to get over that is just read it to yourself out loud. And you can be like, oh, that kind of doesn't flow right. Let me tweak that.
Yeah.
That's
an easy fix.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah, it wouldn't, because it is mainly because it's such a dialogue heavy story, which I'm actually enjoying the fact that it's all through dialogue, and it's something that's a weird situation that we're kind of piecing together just by people talking.
Likewise, yeah. No, I dig that part of it too, but yeah, some of the dialogue doesn't flow in a way that reads organic. So let's not be so eager. Wait, did you read that part just now?
I read that part already.
Oh yeah, sorry. You can argue all you want. I know what I must do, Nikolai said, his tone that of a prisoner moments from execution.
Damn.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Don't you get it? There's no I anymore. Thomas got up and went in between Nikolai and the woman who never said her name, reinserting himself into the conversation quite literally. The four of us saw this together, so we're going to be making this decision together. I don't know what our decision is going to be. None of us know at this point. Pulls out gun. We're going to be making it together.
Oh wait, there's
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Hold on. No. Wasn't that there's Carol, the woman who never said her name,
Nikolai
and
Thomas. But earlier it was Tyler.
Oh yeah,
wait,
Tyler's still here.
Is Tyler? Keep going down.
Unless that's deliberate.
Well, I've seen something about. Oh, my name.
No, Tyler does not come back as far as being named. That's it.
But they said there's four of them. So is Thomas and Tyler the...
Might be, yeah.
It might have been originally Tyler, but it's supposed to be Thomas.
Weird.
Unless it's a deliberate choice. I'm just noticing it.
Maybe. No, that's a good point. It started out as Tyler. But we all need to come to the same conclusion, nod our heads, shake each other's hands, and be able to say, this is a good plan without having to lie through our teeth. This sounds like a jury room.
Oh, geez.
Another movie I'd recommend. 10 Angry Men? Is it 10 Angry Men?
12
Angry Men, thank you.
14 Angry Men.
No,
10,000 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men is so... It's so fucking good. Like, if you watch it, like, if you go from a movie student kind of filmmaker standpoint, it's just like, great choice in like edits and such. Anyway, Nikolai, his eyes narrowed, lowered himself slightly so he could face Thomas. Who even are you? Wasn't your name Tyler?
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Thomas began to say something, but the words got caught in his throat. He took a second, composed himself, and said words that were calmer and softer than what he had in mind. My name is Thomas. I work for Marmon Industries as a tech consultant. I don't want to be the one to say what we can and can't do, but someone needs to take that role. If we each leave this room, each with our own plans, do you know what will happen?
No. Where's this room? What are these people?
Kaboom!
There's bombs strapped to all of our legs.
Alfred Hitchcock comes in and just says, there's a corpse in the next room, and then leaves, and everyone can't leave now because they think there might be a corpse in the next room.
There's a corpse. I made the corpse. You will all be corpses if you don't play my game.
Hello, I want to play a game. You want to play a game? VHS is a recording of God creating humanity.
Oh, holy shit.
With a rusty razor.
For Halloween, Paprika and I got invited to a friend of a friend's Halloween party. And this Halloween party was preempted by a YouTube video that basically was, we're going to model a bunch of games kind of after Saw, not literally, but like they had games. They had multi-tiered games in this giant fucking badass party. And I knew like 2, maybe 3 people there, but everyone was super cool. And it was just like, fuck, man, I want to go to this party every goddamn year.
That's awesome. How many people died?
Cool. How many people played? Like the cool thing is everyone there got a bracelet and it had either green or blue on it. And the point of this was because the first round is get the opposite color that you don't have, and then bring it to the game master. You proceed to the second round. So everyone who didn't want to play, me, because I was like, I don't know everyone here and whatever, I just want to see this, I just gave mine away. So like whatever. But then the rest of it was just watching people compete, and it was really cool. So I'd say like, I don't know, like 25 people, I think, were in the starting round, or like in round 2. It was a lot. It was a big party too, but it was really cool. Someone came dressed up as Clip from Smiling Friends, and I was like the one person who recognized it. So we just talked for a fucking hour.
That's
and
awesome.
She was like, I know, I didn't think anyone would get it, but as long as one person did, and you're the one person, I was like, fuck yeah. Oh man, it was good. It was good.
I dig it. That's so cool.
Where am I? Thomas. Oh, yeah, Thomas waited. Thomas waited for someone to answer him, but no one did. He waited long after it became obvious no one would, and answered his own question. It would mean 4 different answers to the most important question in existence. I've been on the Jameson tapes too long. Sorry, I'm just burping.
You're fine.
You're fine.
I'm sure people out there hate it.
Listen to the fucking Jameson tapes, gang. It's so good.
It's Alan and I burping and talking
and laughing
and
I love hearing
raging.
People laugh on shows.
Oh man,
especially you two.
No.
Although I will say I really want to do a UCA episode. Gabe and I talked about this of the Cabinet of Curiosities TV show. Just
I need to watch that. I was going to. I need to watch it, and then Peter was like, "I don't want to watch it. I want to watch something else today." And I was like, "Fine." And I haven't done it.
When y'all have watched it, okay, I'm putting this out there right now, listeners. You're hearing this too. When y'all have watched it, let me know. I want to discuss it because I think it's a really fun anthology to talk about.
And from what I've gathered, a lot of people have different opinions on the episodes. There's like some that I've said like, oh, this was my favorite, that other people have said actually I didn't like it that much. And I know there's one episode that's just made for Abysmii, basically.
I really, really want to sit down and do it.
For sure.
Blah, blah, blah. Other people would take sides. Skirmishes would turn into battles, which would turn into wars. We could kill the entire world over the question of what to do with proof of our conception. I mean, how's that different from the rest of history? Many people have been killed over meaningless shit. Imagine what would happen if we gave the world the reason to fight over something that did matter. I mean,
it's just a videotape. I don't
unless you like if you broadcasted this, then someone could just say, well, what if this was just fake? Prove it otherwise.
Yeah,
this is no different. Basically, this is what if the Bible was a VHS? That's it.
Yeah. What's to stop people? Yeah, what's to stop people from drawing their own conclusions? People already draw their own conclusions from the Bible anyway.
Look at what happened during COVID. The number of people who said this is real. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So this doesn't have a lot of stakes to it because this literally just happens anyway.
We also don't know how. Like, okay, again, what's to stop people from drawing their own conclusions in general? Even if you come to them and say, we have definitive proof of the creation, and you show them the tape, like, that doesn't make any sense. That's weird.
Yeah.
How do they know it's real?
How do you back that up? Like,
that's oh yeah, sorry. I think it's you.
Yeah. Carol looked around the room. That's it. I don't know. There's moments where they use. I don't know why it doesn't sound correct. Where it's like I don't think like bored, Carol looked around the room. I don't think that doesn't sound right in my brain.
It feels kind of like a screenplay treatment.
Yeah. I wonder if you know what, this would be interesting written as a screenplay. Actually.
Yeah, that's definitely. It's very imaginative. It's very, very visual. And
super.
This should be a
low budget short film.
Whoever wrote this, try rewriting this as a play or a screenplay. Like this looks like something that would actually do well on stage. Come to think about it. She didn't want to play a part in this. The room they were in looked like the break room of an office building, or perhaps a private room for a library. Besides the old television on the cart in her chair, there was nothing else of note in the room. There were no windows.
Because we still don't really know where we are, huh? And no doors.
Hold on. Besides the television on a cart and her chair, didn't she like appear out of a couch?
Carol was the couch. She couldn't see the door, but there was a corner that led to the right at the end of the room. She assumed there was a door around the corner because they had to have gotten in somehow. Okay,
and then
this is
Zach
starting to feel...
Baggins pops out and says, "Carol, the door."
Oh my God, guys, they're just in the back rooms. That's all that's happening.
Fuck! Please no! Please no!
I'm sorry I even brought it up at this point. I feel like I just I feel like it just infected the podcast with the recent trendy weird thing on. Or is it recent? I don't know. Whatever.
It's definitely. I think it's starting to level off, but yeah, it's definitely hit its peak very recently.
Is this a video game or something? I saw like
yeah, it is now, but it started out as just like a green text post of just like, here's the back rooms and you can't get out, and there's and in that format it's brilliant. It's great.
It's just the idea that you like clipped out of reality and found that the rest of existence is just these back rooms.
Okay,
because just like lost in a freaking stuffy liminal space, and
everybody's obsessed with liminal spaces right now too.
That too, but then everyone was like, okay, but what's the deep SCP lore to the back rooms? And I was like, there doesn't need to be. Stop. Why are you doing it? Oh, it's too late.
Why does there have
video
to be
games and ARGs and you know, like, people we create things, that's cool, but god damn it, does everything have to be run into the ground?
I love how one of my favorite like statements, you know, and one I go back to again and again and again is just let the mystery be.
Yes.
Or you know what? Just let fan fiction do its thing.
And you can have your own explanations. That's fine, but you don't have to get all like, it's this. It has to be this kind of thing.
There's a spooky shadow monster that stalks you in section 425.A. Like, I've read stuff like that and what does this do? How does this serve the back rooms as a setting?
I don't know.
It's literally just like everything else now. Cool.
It's like it's gonna go like I think about like what's happened with Slender Man in the past. I think about what's happened with Five Nights at Freddy's when it was just like, it's just dead children haunting an animatronic, and now there's all this massive deep lore about Afton and whatever.
But the lore was actually put in there.
No, but Scott Cawthon had no idea. There's no way he had all this lore planned in advance.
Not like the extended, but at least he had the whole idea of like, oh no, it's more than just a symbol. There's actually that's in.
How deep though? Like,
not,
really,
how deep
is it?
Not that deep, I don't think, but it was put in there. Still.
It was a fun little mystery of, okay, yeah, if you actually look back over your game footage and pause it here, you can read this note because you can't do it while playing. And that's perfectly cool and fine. That's enough. And then people like, you know, props to Scott for following along and being like, oh, I can milk the shit out of this for an ass load of money. But yeah.
Well, I mean, Doki Doki Literature Club, they have not done... There's no like sequels or anything, and there's a fuck ton of like deep lore that's hidden throughout that game.
I'm kind of grateful for that though, because the deep lore of it is not like all this weird extra like fan setup jargon. It's just what was already established in the code, and I like that. It's just its own. It's like David S. Pumpkins. It's its own thing.
It's allowed to exist on its own, and there's something very charming about that.
I also appreciate that like Doki Doki Literature Club actually addresses mental health in a very unique and like deep way. So I think I like Doki Doki Literature Club more than FNAF for that reason.
Oh, I definitely like Doki Doki Literature Club.
I would say apples to oranges as far as
that's true. That's true too.
Preferences, yeah. But again to cite another example of like I think why it's so important to preserve a mystery. Look at Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
You know why I liked Twin Peaks: The Return, even though it frustrated some people? It made new mysteries and it never solves them, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that things are just weird for the sake of weirdness. But they seem to have, but without being like lol random. It feels like there could be intention behind it, and that's what I like. So anyway,
have either of you played what's it called? Deadly Premonition?
No, but I know about it.
It is Twin Peaks, the video game, unofficially. And I'm not a big Twin Peaks fan, but I am a fan of people who love, like, their work is heavily inspired by Twin Peaks. It's fucking everywhere. Video games, Adult Swim stuff. But Deadly Premonition is like someone who made that was like, I want to make Twin Peaks a video game. I cannot license that, so I'm just going to make my own version. And it's fucking hilarious, and I love it. And
that's awesome.
I might stream it because it could be really fun.
Please do.
Yeah.
It's so goofy. I love it.
I dig it.
Where are we at?
All I'm going to say
she couldn't see the door. Is it me? I think it's me.
Did I read that? bit though? Did we read
You,
that?
who read there were no windows?
David did.
Okay, so it's me.
No, you read bored. Carol looked around the room.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
She
you're
couldn't see
right.
the door.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay, you're right. Okay, so I'm at all I'm saying. All I'm saying, continued Thomas, is that we should all have the same idea of what we're going to do with this when we leave.
Can that even be done? Asked Nikolai.
I don't know. Let's find out. Thomas
Pulls out
countered.
God.
Hey, you ought to play a real Twin Peaks inspired video game. You can just play Link to the Past. There you go. Or Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Because
There was a moment-
clearly in Twin Peaks, there's a
was
part where you
so-
catfish sing to you.
That was so wild when you said, "Oh yeah, this game." Apparently, he said that he was inspired by Twin Peaks, and I'm like, "Excuse me." Someone made a legit Zelda game and said, "Oh, I was inspired by Twin Peaks,"
Yeah.
and I can kind of see it. But it's just what a wild thing to like be told. Like it's kind of like when you hear John Woo say, "Oh yeah, all my movies are inspired by Wizard of Oz," and you're like, "What?" Wizard of Oz is John Woo's favorite movie of all fucking time, and you kind of can get it, but it's just what a wild thing to say. Like,
absolutely. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just needed to interject because Link's Awakening is Twin Peaks inspired, and I kind of love it. Anyway.
There was a moment of calm. Something was starting to stick and get lost in ways it shouldn't. Something was trying to stick and get lost in ways it shouldn't. Someone was growing very, very impatient. It was God.
Yeah.
God's getting pissed off.
God's up there with the rusty razor going like,
Did it scare anyone else? The voice came from the woman whose name will never be spoken. Was I the only one, or was it she trailed off hoping the others would save her the burden of finishing the sentence?
Thomas coughed. It was odd, certainly. I mean, that part where he started to laugh and dance while he was, I guess you could call it giving birth.
What the fuck?
He paused. I don't know if it scared me exactly, but I didn't expect it. That's for sure.
Now this is just something they would see on Best of the Worst.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they are watching things.
Carol was already deep into the painless process of forgetting. God who? Video what? She couldn't have offered an insight even if she wanted to.
Nikolai joined in. Or what about the way in which he cut himself? It was so methodical, machine-like. The whole theme seemed so practiced, each cut so precise. But his face, he looked surprised. But he couldn't have been. It was like he was performing. Oh, what the fuck?
It wasn't any of that. What really got me was that he was living in a house. The woman whose name will never be spoken looked unwell. A normal-looking 2-story house, an old house. But if that was God creating life, who built the house?
No one had an answer. Because just as they inherently knew that this video was authentic, they knew that God couldn't have built the house.
Why?
No God house.
But wait, why couldn't you have built it?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think it's presupposing, like, if God exists, who created God? But that's not this situation. It's just God's in a house. Why couldn't he have built the house?
Yeah.
But could God make a burrito so hot that even he couldn't eat it? Bart Simpson, philosopher.
Who just read?
Okay. Yes.
No one could speak for a very long time.
Perhaps, said the woman whose name will never be spoken, we should watch the tape again? The words are pleasingly familiar on her tongue.
Is the nameless woman Satan, and she's just torturing these people with the VHS?
Oh, maybe.
And with that, something clicked. Something changed and became unstuck. Something was yet again proven flawless. The Ouroboros continued its meal, and someone was very, very happy.
What's an Ouroboros again?
A
snake eating itself.
That's right.
So it's a cycle. We're in a cycle.
Yes, said the man whose name was not Nikolai, but had always told the others it was. I think it's best if we watch again. We may have missed something in there the last time.
The man who thought his name was Thomas was already on his way to put the tape back in the VCR. The movement seemed strangely practiced. Who built the house? Softly mumbled the woman who never says her name.
So maybe Thomas forgot that his name was Tyler.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. A part of Carol wanted to say something, point out the eerie familiarity of these proceedings. Before she could act, she realized with disturbing clarity that it didn't matter and that she truly didn't care. Oh, Carol.
Oh, Carol.
You're my favorite.
It didn't even bother her that this revelation itself felt old. And so she slid deeper and deeper into her old ratty chair as the tape was inserted.
So she was sitting like in the couch. She's like going in between the cushions. Okay, I love that.
Again.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It actually, okay. The only thing I'm like, oh, well, who built the house? Why do you think you couldn't have built the house? I don't understand. Why is that?
That could be rewritten. And of course, it would change the title, but it would not affect this story's core at all.
No.
And I don't mean any like offense by this whatsoever. This feels like someone was given a writing prompt and wrote around it, and like they, for like a writing exercise. But it's very, very fun. And we have a very small amount of actual information about what is contained within the tape's footage, and that's very, very good because it is slightly disturbing but still very hypnotizing, and it's up to the reader to kind of fill in the blanks, even though that'd be impossible, but it's fun to try to fill in those blanks.
I find it interesting, like there was parts that we were like, oh, that must be flaws, and then that later gets explained. Like we thought the Tyler Thomas, and we were like, well, maybe his name, he thought it was Tyler and then it changed to Thomas. Maybe that's what we were supposed to think. Or like her coming out of the cushions, we were thinking, oh, what a weird way to describe that. But no, she actually came out of the cushion because she was sliding deeper into her ratty old chair.
That's great.
Yeah.
Maybe the chair wasn't ratty when they started.
Oh, how long have they been here?
Yeah.
What is this place?
Because they keep and now it's just a cycle where they're keeping watching it, and it's probably you can start all over at the beginning, and then they probably saying the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
So that was God. Yep, that was God.
It's the futility of trying to answer the unanswerable questions. Like, at some point, are you just wasting time? Especially if you're trying to come to a consensus.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
This was cool.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the premise a lot. And I liked, but ultimately it was like, okay, where is this going to go? And it goes right back to the beginning.
Right back to the beginning.
I dig it.
Yeah, and that's the only place it really should go, because you can't answer this question.
Oh, exactly.
The only thing I would suggest, like Abby suggested, rewrite it, but like say it out loud.
Yeah.
And just change the dialogue so it sounds more like natural dialogue.
And I really like your suggestion of making this into like a play, because this would be a really good play.
Oh, absolutely.
Minimal set, but like just allowing the players to really play off each other would be really, really just organic. That'd be really cool.
This has like indie Playhouse all over it.
Oh, yeah.
This is cool. All right. I'm gonna give this freshness rating of one tail that I quickly realized is my own tail, as I am the Ouroboros and I'm eating it, and it's good because it's my tail.
I'm gonna give this a 1 out of a chair so comfortable you fall into it.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna give this a reference from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and say it's snaky tail, it's the infinity sign. Get a tattoo of the infinity sign under your lower back.
just for yourself.
Yeah. Sorry, because I was like,
that was good.
I was like, wait, I've heard of the Ouroboros, and as soon as you said it's a snake eating itself, it's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Is it weird to say too, like when they were talking about the way that the god was apparently like dancing and laughing as he was quote unquote giving birth? I immediately pictured those weird wobbly animated bits from Halloween is Grinch Night. I don't know why. With
a rusty razor.
Like just weird animated Dr. Seuss style god on a grainy VHS bobbing up and down.
The image of like when we read that line, my brain immediately went to, as he's like drawing blood, the blood's becoming the oceans or something.
Oh,
like it's almost this really a better take on Genesis if you had to rewrite the Bible, but actually like how like I don't know, just it's like I said, it's very imaginative. I really, really like how this is written.
I also like the fact God is a gangly man.
God is just fucking like thing like, you'd see at a Smiling Friends.
Looks like Abraham Lincoln.
God
is Okay, now I'm picturing it with Clone High animation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Well, that was great. Hey, Cthulhu, thanks for passing that along to us. And as always, we trust our Dark Lord, slumbering in Relaya, to bring us some good stories. But if you want to bring us some good stories that you have written, dear listener, please email us at midnightmarinara@gmail.com. That is where the stories received can get their place in line. Obviously, we shuffled them around a little bit just to make sure that we have the time to get to them, because sometimes we want certain people on the show before we read some of these stories. I kind of deliberately held off on this one for a bit, just until we had the right sort of gathering of people. I felt like this was a good one for the three of us.
Yeah.
I know you're like, I'm holding on to that wrestling one until Alan gets on that show.
There's another one I'm waiting for Alan for, and I don't want to say too much, but someone got it in their head to revisit the Happy universe.
Oh God.
And not Dronian, but someone basically wrote some fan fiction. That's all I'll say.
Sweet.
Right now, Alan's at a pirate festival. So.
Pirate Fest.
That's right. He's out pillaging and plundering. So I hope he's having a good time there. But yes, if you send us your stories, we will read them, we will critique them, we will give feedback, and we will probably spend a long time just having banter running all through it. So if that's your thing and you want to subject yourself to that, please send it. We will be fair. I promise. The critique and the criticisms will be fair.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to help. And if you want to join our Patreon and support this and Midnight Marinara and, me and Kayla's general endeavors on the Creative Horror Network, patreon.com/Midnight Marinara. We tend to bump the stories that are there a little higher up on the list just to give patrons our support. Even $1 a month helps a ton. And honestly, if everybody who listened to the show was giving us $1 a month, that would actually help, in a big sense. But everybody who's been donating so far throughout the years has been like a godsend to us. So thank you all so much for your support. And look for more choice drags in the future. We actually have some good drags, I think, at the beginning of this one, in which, of course, we appreciate Kingdom Hearts.
Everything comes back to Kingdom Hearts.
We can never escape it.
Kingdom Hearts is the Ouroboros.
Goofy eating his own tail.
Garge.
Wait, Goofy doesn't have a tail.
There's a lot about Goofy's anatomy that doesn't make sense. Oh, God. Maybe we should stop there and not talk about Goofy's anatomy.
King Mickey, I got a tail now, and I'm compelled to eat it.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.